Ready?
Yep.
All right.
Weekend Scramble.
What up, guys? Welcome back to another episode of BeawCast. You say Bell. You love saying Bell.
BeawCast.
Why do you like saying Bell so
It's
much?
cute, Bell. It's like a Elmer Fudd.
Yeah.
Wabbit Bell.
Bell.
It's cute.
Timothy DeLaGhetto.
DeLaGhetto.
That's what we got today. I've been knowing Tim for a long ass time.
Mm-hmm.
We've been on YouTube since when did you start YouTube?
My channel that's active right now was like since 2006, and then before that there was one that like got hacked.
Yeah.
So that was I guess like 2005, I guess.
Damn, you were on YouTube 2 years before we started?
Yeah, I guess so.
Oh man. So it was Timothy DeLaGhetto, and then it got taken down.
My OG one was like before I even, before anybody knew what YouTube even was, was an account called Funky Fresh.
Okay.
And I was just uploading freestyles and just stupid stuff. And I was dumb. I think I had like 500 subscribers, and I was like hyped, I was ready. And then my password though was Funky. So like just because I didn't care, and I think somebody just guessed my shit and deleted all my videos.
Oh no.
Yeah. And then I made the Timothy DeLaGhetto one. And something happened. I mean, this was way back when, I was literally just uploading stuff from my cell phone, just stupid stuff, like it would be like a clip of me like playing with my homegirl's butt, or like me like making out with a friend of mine, just stupid stuff, And then that account started getting like when I started to get a little bit of momentum, I think people started like haters
like
flagging my shit. And back then there was like a rule, like if you get flagged, there was no like community guidelines. You have to be 18 or older. It was just the video would get removed. If enough people just flagged it, it would be gone.
Oh damn.
And then if you had 3 videos removed, then your whole account was just gone.
Like they shut it down or suspended?
It's just gone.
It's gone?
It's gone.
That's crazy.
Yeah. And there was this weird technicality shit back then. So and then I did the Timothy DeLaGhetto 2, which is my current account, which I've had since 2006.
Yeah.
And then but if you go to youtube.com/Timothy, it goes to my shit. I had to write like a personal email for that. Yeah.
Now that you got your Timothy DeLaGhetto 2 to like a big ass status, could you ask YouTube to give you back the original one?
I feel like it would just be a complicated process that's not even worth it,
Yeah.
Especially now that I have the Timothy, so I can just tell people youtube.com/Timothy, and it goes to all my stuff anyway, so it's not a big deal.
So usually, like, I like sharing all the stories of my friends from the beginning to end. But I think with yours, I want to go backwards like a Christopher Nolan movie.
Let's do it.
I want to start with your success.
Okay.
And did you ever think you were gonna have the success that you have today? And how do you think it's changed your outlook on life? Has it made it better? Because like, for example, like not to brag or anything, but when I go on Postmates, I don't even look at the price. So that's pretty awesome. And so that made my life feel pretty good.
Right.
And
Yeah.
so like for you, like how has success, like made your life better or like,
I mean, first question, did I ever think that like
you're going to be a star?
Yeah, always.
For real?
For real.
Since when? Like first grade?
Since I was like probably like 10 or something. Whenever people were like, "Hey, what do you want to be when you grow up?" I'd be like, "Oh, I'm going to be famous."
How did you know?
I just knew, man. I felt it in my bones. Like I knew what I wanted to do, and I just knew I was gonna do it.
Wow.
And I think that's why I was able to make it happen, because I always tell people like I never looked at it like as something unrealistic. Like oh, like this is crazy, like to be famous or whatever. I just looked at it like another career goal. You know what I'm saying? Like, when people are like, oh, I want to be a doctor, so you go to, you take biology and you become a medical student, you become a nurse and you become famous. I looked at it like, oh, and you become a doctor. That's how I looked at it. I was like, I know what I want to do. I want to be an entertainer for a living. So I was like, I'm just gonna keep on doing what I feel are the proper steps to get there.
Yeah.
You know?
Well, you didn't have any like counselors that were like, Tim, you gotta wake up. That shit's bullshit. Ain't nobody gonna get famous.
Nah, not really. Everyone was always like, you know, well, because the thing is, I was always in school musicals and plays, and everyone always said I was really good. And they're like, oh yeah, something about you, something about you. You got something special, Tim.
That's
you know,
dope.
So people were always gassing me up. You know.
So you always knew you were gonna be famous.
Yeah.
And with that, did you always know it was gonna come with financial success too?
I mean, yeah, in my head, right? I mean, because you don't really think about that. That wasn't the main motivator, right?
Yeah.
It was always like, if anything, I want to just do this for a living. I mean, yeah, of course, what comes with that is, yeah, I'm going to be like, if I'm famous, I'm going to be rich too, right?
Yeah.
That's the plan. Not that I'm rich right now, but I'm definitely, you know, money is good.
You're pretty rich.
I mean, I don't look at the Postmates prices either, you know?
Yeah.
It's nice to go into like, you know, a bougie restaurant and be like, I'm not worried about what this price of the bill is going to be.
Yeah.
Especially growing up where, you know, I think one of the main reasons why I spend so much money on food and stuff now is because, you know, back then I would watch like the Food Network and I would see all these like really bougie meals that I knew I couldn't afford, and I'd be like, yo, I want to eat this. I want to try all this stuff.
Yeah.
Like my mom, you know, we were broke growing up, but she always made sure the meals were really good, even though they weren't expensive. Like it was always quality, like cooking, you know? So that's why like now that I'm older, and I have money, it's like I spend most of it on food. It used to be on clothes and food, but I don't have room for clothes anymore. So it's just food, bro.
Yeah. Same. I remember in college, like you would have to make your money stretch. So I'd be like, okay, I got like $7 or $10 for food. It's either I get water and I get the extra taco that I want, or if I get a drink, I can't have the taco. So I always gotta like, you know, make sure I budget the right way to have money. Now, half the time when I go, I know it's wasteful as fuck and it's super non-Asian, but I'll go to a restaurant, but because I just want a taste of it, I'll order like 4 appetizers, sometimes
dude.
2 entrees. I'm like, fuck it.
Bro, that's why there was a while where I got kind of chubby, and it was because that's when I really got money. Yeah. And I was like, I would go to restaurants and like you, I'll get like 2 appetizers, get my main course, I get dessert, I get drinks, just because I wanted to taste everything, because I had the option.
2 drinks?
2 drinks?
Yup.
You are a party animal.
No, sometimes I'll get 2 drinks. I'll get like a root beer float, but I know I'm going to get food coma, so I get a coffee too.
Oh, you mean like two beverages?
2 different beverages.
I thought you meant like alcohol.
Oh, no. 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 You know I don't drink.
I know. Yeah, nah, man. That's how I got kind of chunky. You know what I'm saying? I just like was eating everything. Now it's like, now the beauty of knowing I can afford it. Yeah. I don't feel the need to go in like that anymore. You know, if anything, I'll like, cause I'm always taking pictures of the food, cause I got like a food Instagram too. Yeah. So now, if anything, I've disciplined myself enough to take a couple bites and then like box it up for later, just eat leftovers for the next couple days. You know? Yeah. I just love it, man.
I love food too. And now you are balling enough to get $1 million house. Cause I remember back in the day when you first got your first house, I was already like, damn, Tim bought a house? That shit's tight.
Oh, yeah, the condo.
Yeah, the condo. Yeah. And then, do you still have it?
I do.
You're a baller, dude. So you don't even worry about that?
No, I'm in the process of emptying it out so I can sell it right now, actually.
But it's not of any urgency. You could just leave it there.
Nah, it's cool. I got the condo at a really good deal, man. The mortgage on the condo was so cheap for what it was. You know, I feel like I got the nicest little condo I could have gotten in Paramount. You know, a little gated community and shit. So, for what it was mad cheap.
Are you gonna try to rent it out, or are you gonna sell it?
I was gonna rent it out, but I kind of I want like a big chunk of money so I can invest in other things. So I'm gonna just sell it.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
And then so when you first got that, how did it feel? Did you think you were gonna buy a house before you turned 30?
Well,
is it mind blowing?
When I got the condo?
Yeah.
It was dope, man, because, you know, I mean, like so many people, you know, as soon as they turn 19, 18, they just move out, right? Yeah. Like for me, my parents were cool and they didn't mind me like bringing girls over and stuff like that. I love my parents, right? So they didn't mind when I was bringing girls over, and that was the main thing. As long as I could have my homies over, have girls over, they didn't care. So I was in no rush to move out. So I was just like stacking my money. And so when I finally moved out, it was like, yeah, I own this, you know what I'm saying? So it definitely, you know, it felt good. It felt like timing was right. I wasn't in a rush. I I wasn't super struggling because there was a time, you know, when I was still like just working at Foot Locker and just beginning the YouTube stuff where I was like really, really broke, you know? And I didn't want to always ask my parents for money because like the restaurant did okay, but it didn't, you know, my parents weren't like making a lot of money off the restaurant either. Like restaurants are really difficult, you know? So I didn't want to bug them for money. So I was grinding too. And, you know, it was definitely a long time where there was no money.
Yeah.
So when I got to the point where I could get the condo and get a nice little car, it was like, okay, I'm doing something right.
Did you surprise yourself? So I think like most people when they like are in college years, they would think that they want to buy a house before they're 30, right?
Right.
But realistically in LA, it's probably maybe between 30 and 40 if you're lucky.
Right.
Some people don't even buy a house at all because it's just so expensive out here. When you were able to buy a house in LA before you're 30, were you like, wow, this is crazy?
There was definitely, you know, for me, it was just like, I'm just kind of going through the natural, like what made sense for me. Right.
Yeah.
But it was definitely, you know,
so you didn't even really think about it?
I mean, I thought about it. Like, I was proud of myself, you know, especially like I had a nice little spot, you know, like, I mean, it made it easier. The fact that I wasn't in actual LA, like I was on the outskirts in Paramount, you know, like, so, but whenever people would come over, people my age, and people were like, oh my God, this is your place. And they were super impressed by it. Kind of, it made me remember like, oh shit, you know, I'm kind of, this is a big deal, you know? Yeah. So that was cool.
Did you help pay off your parents' house before or after that?
I bought the condo first because the condo wasn't a big, it wasn't like even a big down payment, bro. Like it was a good deal, you know? Yeah. And then I was able to pay off my family's house because, you know why I was actually able to pay off my family's house? Like it wasn't just YouTube money.
Because we helped blow you up?
Because you guys put me in a video with the uncles. And then after that, it just blew up. Yep. Now, I would tell you what, like, the main reason I got, like, a big-ass, like, chunk of money was. Why? So, when I was back at Maker, if y'all don't know Maker, Maker's, like, it's an MCN, which is basically, like, a YouTube network agency type situation. It's like slash production. Studio label type of thing. Yeah. So, I signed on to Maker, like, years ago. They just kind of helped me produce my skits, and they helped me get brand deals, stuff like that. Yeah. And when I re-signed, when my contract was up, they asked me, part of the contract was stock in the company. That's dope. And I was like, and I don't really know how stock worked and nothing like that. So I was like, you know, can I just get some more money? Yeah. And one of the main dudes up there, this cat named Ben, was like, we kind of prefer, you know, we'll give you some stock. It's kind of some more like, you know, incentive to, you know, just kind of be part of it. I was like, all right, cool, fine, whatever. I'll sign it, right? Yeah. And then I want to say like a year or two later, Maker got acquired by Disney. Yeah. So then because for like a shitload of money. So I didn't have a whole lot of stock, but it was definitely like a substantial amount like that all of a sudden hit my direct deposit. You know?
You're like, God damn.
Dude, I remember exactly.
I'm so happy I made that decision.
Yeah, I really was. I remember I was in Chicago for like a show or something like that. Yeah. And I kind of had just got the news that the whole deal went through, and I was just like checking my funds just because I was traveling, you know, and I seen that big ass amount. I was like, oh my God. Yeah. But you know, so then basically taxes took half of it. God damn it. And then the other half went to paying off my family's house.
Now that you're married, have you deducted taxes as a married couple yet or not yet?
No, I haven't officially done that yet.
You're going to like it a lot. Okay. What's crazy is, so me and Joe on the JK side of things, we split things 50-50, right? Mm-hmm. So paying taxes, we should be paying the same, and which we do. Mm-hmm. But what's crazy is after me and Gio got married, me and her deducting or paying taxes on dual incomes from JK, I pay the same as Joe.
Really?
Isn't that nuts?
That is crazy.
So now it's like there's more money, but because we're married and we own a house, it's like the tax situation is completely different.
Damn. Okay.
So I think you're going to like it.
And you can claim a baby now.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, see? Dude.
Yeah.
That's tight.
And I think when they're 5, you can start paying them as an employee.
What?
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah. So it's called like it's called like in training or something. So I got a buddy who's up in Sacramento, and he had kids ever since they were 5. Like you can only pay them a certain amount because they're only capable of certain things. Yeah. So you can say like, okay, this is apprentice training for checking equipment or checking inventory. Okay. And he's able to write off like another $5,000 here, another $7,000 there.
Huh. And is it, how about, well, since you put like him in the vlogs and stuff, does that count as like, is he like your employee technically?
That I don't know, because I think they got to be coherent. Because I asked about that for the dogs actually.
Oh,
I was like, what if I opened up a LLC for my dogs?
Yeah.
Right. And I'm like, I pay him as an employee.
Yeah.
And then I deduct through him. And then my tax advisor was like, well, actually, like, they're not a conscious being, so you can't really say, like, you can't really open up a bank account through Meatloaf and then pay Meatloaf that way.
Right.
I'm like, damn. All right. So I was really trying to figure out ways to milk everything.
Of course.
But it doesn't work out like that.
Taxes are a bitch, dude.
I know.
It's the most annoying thing ever.
You ever think about moving to somewhere else besides California where it doesn't take half of your money?
I can't.
I know.
I can't.
Entertainment capital of the world.
It's the best place to be. Damn. And it's just like, it's the best place to live, you know? Weather's always nice for the most part.
Yeah.
Like, such good food out here.
Yeah. What about the YouTubers that live in Vegas and they fly here for specific meetings and events?
Do a lot of people do that besides Ryan?
Ryan and Steve Green's buddy, they just did that.
Uh-huh.
Because they make hella money.
Yeah.
Like, I'm talking about 7 figures a month type of money.
Oh, shit.
So they were like, if we're getting almost half taken,
Yeah.
that's ridiculous. We're going to move. So they moved to Nevada now in Vegas. And then now they're only getting taxed like 10%.
What?
Yeah.
Damn.
You ever think about that or not?
I mean, I am now. I mean, it's definitely something to think about.
Yeah.
I don't know, man. I don't know if I could live.
Because if you make $1 million, like with their situation, right?
Yeah.
Let's say they make $1 million a month.
Yeah.
That's $12 million a year.
Mm-hmm.
So if they take half, that's like $5 to $6 million
Yeah,
that they
which
come
is-
up on, which is a shit ton.
Which is what they do take. Yeah.
Yeah. Because I think for me, if I had like 10, 12 million, I'm going to just quit everything. I'm going to call it quits. I'm going to retire.
Right.
So if I was them, I could just work for 1 year, live in Nevada, and just call it quits.
Damn. Man, I
We're
guess.
going to move to Nevada
Something
together.
to think about. Let's do it, dog. I was telling you to just move next door to me.
I know. Tim sent me this video. He's like, oh, look at the next door. They're building a house. It was tight.
It's like, yeah, bro, we could just like, zip line to each other's backyards and shit.
Get a cup with a string and we could like talk to each other.
Just build a little tunnel for Taika where he can come back and
yeah.
forth whenever he wants.
When are you guys going to have kids?
I don't know, like
Been busting?
not really, because here's the thing.
You've been wasting it?
Well, I have just wasting it on the sheets, you know.
Yeah.
The thing about it is Chia's not allowed to travel outside of the United States yet because she's Canadian. There's a whole immigration process we got to go through. So
A little pain in the ass.
yeah, exactly. So we haven't been able to go on our official honeymoon yet. You know what I'm saying? Because she wants to go to like the Maldives or somewhere super tropical.
Yeah.
So she doesn't want to be pregnant when we're taking our beach honeymoon pictures.
Oh, okay.
So
that makes sense.
basically, I mean, we're kind of just waiting for when she can travel again so we can go to our real official honeymoon, take some cute beach pictures, and then after that, I'll start just busting crazy nuts, I think.
She's ready to be a mom?
It's not that we like are really like trying like I feel like it's not gonna be like, okay, we're back from the honeymoon, let's get it in, try and make a baby, right?
Yeah.
But to be honest, I feel like if let's say one of my guys got in there right now and she was like, oh my God, I'm pregnant, we wouldn't be like upset about it. We'd kind of be like, oh, okay, well, damn.
Yeah.
All right.
We were trying when we were trying.
Yeah.
Yeah. So like, I've always been very responsible. Mm-hmm. So I always use condoms or I pull out.
Mm-hmm. Always.
So the first time where I busted in Geo,
Mm-hmm.
she got up and a lot of the sperm kind of leaks out.
Oh, yeah, yeah.
And I'm like, you're wasting all that sperm.
Scoop it back in there.
Yeah. So what we did after I bust, we would have her lay on her back and she just kind of holds the back of her knees.
Isn't like, I've heard that from other people. Like, isn't that something like it helps, right?
I don't know if it does, but we tried for like less than 3 weeks and we won the lottery.
Damn. Yeah. See, because I've heard that like that, even though it sounds funny,
yeah,
like that really is something you're supposed to do because the shit just spills out like all day if they're walking around or if they sneeze or laugh or you know what I'm saying? So I think just busting in them and letting them just let it marinate like that is a smart move. Even like certain positions are better for it, right? I heard like I think I read that doggy style isn't the best position.
It's not, but that's like the most natural. Like monkeys do it doggy.
Right. Like, all animals do it like that, right? You would think so. I think
I've never seen dogs do a missionary. That'd be tight.
That would be tight.
What if breeders do that? What if breeders are like, man, these dogs are not getting fertilized doing it the traditional way, and they lay one of the dogs on its back,
and the dog's like, fuck, I gotta do it human style. I hate this.
That's tight,
man. I think doggy is not the ideal position. That's what I heard. I gotta Google it though. Once we start really trying, I'm gonna Google the ideal positions.
Yeah. You know what sucks is so people my age too, and in our neighborhood, like there's families that want to really have a baby.
Yeah.
And then after like the first couple of natural times and it's not successful, there's like this additional stress, So you're like, oh damn.
Like, am I too old or
or am I fit enough or whatever? And then like a lot of times the female will have like an app to check their ovulation. And then so now they'll be like, oh, okay, that's the perfect time. So we got to fuck that night. But then it kind of takes the fun out of it.
Right,
You also want to like be in the mood and have love. And you don't want to treat it like a chore.
Yeah.
And then I've had friends that were like, it just didn't happen for like 3 years.
Damn.
And I'm like, man, that's a pretty big burden on the relationship. Because like when one person really wants to have a kid. And the other person can't give it to them, or it could even be themselves, but they don't know, and they got to go to the doctor. It's pretty stressful.
Did you ever get to a point when y'all were trying where it was like, oh, fine, all right, let's have sex again, God,
No, actually, we went on this Europe trip, and then so it's like mandatory to have sex in every country, every hotel.
Well, yeah.
So I think it just naturally happened. We came back. And then she's like, oh, shit, I missed my period.
Damn, just like
I'm
that.
Like, damn, that's dope.
Perfect.
This year, we're going to try again.
For another one?
Yeah.
Oh, my God. That's crazy.
Yeah, so we want to have two so Taika could, like, grow up with a buddy. But we know we're going to go to Japan in May. And kind of like Chia, like, Gio doesn't, like, she doesn't want to be traveling.
Right.
Avoiding sushi and food and all that.
Right.
And feeling, like, kind of bloated. So we're just going to wait until May. But we also haven't been that careful. But we also haven't been grabbing the back of the knees either. So
just letting it fall out.
Yeah.
Yeah. Nah, I feel you. I mean, it's like, what's the rush?
Yeah.
What's the rush?
Do you think you're ready to be a dad?
I could be a dad. You know what? I think I could be a dad. I mean, especially now that I'm married, it's not like I go out anymore like I used to, especially since I'm not like touring as much. Like I tell people now, whenever I go do college shows or when I do whatever show and the kids that brought me out are like, yo, come to this after party. I'm like, man, you know what? For what? Like, there's really no point for me to go out and rage with a bunch of kids I don't know anymore. You know what I'm saying? Back in the day, it was like, yeah, you know what I'm saying? I mean, whatever city, like, let's see what this city is all about in terms of like partying and getting fucked up or whatever. But now it's kind of like, honestly, I tell them, man, I'm like, look, and it's especially now that I'm married, it's like, if I'm not trying to hook up with somebody, what's the point? You know what I'm saying? Like, why go out with a bunch of strangers that I don't know, get fucked up, just to be like, all right, guys, well, that's it.
I'll never see you ever again.
Yeah, let's just get fucked up just to get fucked up. Like, that's silly. It was back in the day, especially when I was like touring and doing my when I was like doing the most shows, that happened to be during the single year of my life, and I was just kind of having fun and getting money and getting drunk, and it was like, okay,
what does having fun mean?
Well, I indulged in the groupie life, you know what I'm saying? I had fun with the groupie life.
I just wanted to clarify that.
Yeah, of course, I was doing my thing. So it was like, let's get it in, let's see what we can get into tonight. But it's like, but then, especially when I got with Chia, it was like, what's the point? It was cool when I was going out, and when I was going out with the homies and we were getting booked for shows. Then it's like, okay, let's find some type of party, get into it, like get drunk, have fun or whatever. But now no one really tours like that together. And
you miss those like big ass Asian shows where there's like a dancer, a comedy group, singer. I kind of miss those.
Well, it was fun because it was like we were always getting booked for the same shows.
Yeah, we see each other all the time.
Yeah, so it was like you get to see the homies. Everything's paid for. You just get to go have fun and not worry about anything. So it was fun. I mean, it was a fun time.
Yeah.
Like I don't necessarily miss it.
Yeah.
It was just, I look back like, oh, that was a good time,
Yeah.
Yeah.
I kind of do miss, because like when I'm back in LA, I just feel like I'm just stuck here doing my LA things. and then like we both live in LA technically, but I feel like I would see you, like I'll see you at Playlist Live or VidCon. Like I see you in all these things outside of LA.
Right.
So I do kind of miss all those things where like I used to just run into random people, like
Right.
Lil Craze or like Andrew Garcia or
Yeah.
whatever, you know.
You know, I miss. Well, now it's like I feel like if I miss those guys, you know, I still try to kick it. You know, like the ones I really like F with, like Andrew. You know, I try to see Andrew if I can.
Yeah.
Like, I mean, I see you guys more than I see anybody else. To be honest,
yeah,
like
yeah.
I see you and like David and them more than I see like the homies I grew up with. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? Just because you know we're
Like Eric and PD.
like
and,
Eric. I try to see him every like at least every couple weeks because we're both so busy. Like he just moved in with his chick too,
Oh, dope.
and now that I'm
Does
married,
he live
you know,
in LA?
yeah, like like LA adjacent, like you know, like Long Beach ish.
Oh, okay.
So we you know, we try to put in now that we're older and now that we both have our, you know, he's moved in with his chick, I'm married. It's like you really have to put an effort into maintaining a friendship, you know, because I feel like when you're just kind of dating your girls, like you always see the homies and you kind of have to put effort into the relationship.
Yeah.
But now that my girl is like my life,
Yeah.
now it's like if I want to keep my friendships, I really got to be like, hey, dog, I got to set up dates with the homies. You know, I got to be like, hey, bro, what are you doing Wednesday night? I'd love to see you. You know what I'm saying? Like, I miss you, bro. You know, so it's more of an effort to maintain the friendships now because we're so busy, you know?
Yeah. Now, like, I kind of understand, like, you know, the old school 90s movies where, like, the dads, like, getting together for bowling night.
Yeah. Or, like, game night and, like, poker night and shit.
Yeah. I'm like, oh, that's why people do those things.
Because it's different. Everyone grows up and gets their own separate lives.
Yeah. Even me and Joe, like, we do all the companies and stuff together and we see each other all the time. But since we're not kicking it, it doesn't really nurture the friendship.
Right.
You know, like, we have to go do things outside of work. When me and him go eat, or if me and him go like shooting or something like that, really nurtures the friendship. And it's crazy that you gotta like put forth all this effort.
Yeah, bro. I mean, that's probably one of the things that I feel like came with growing up, right? Because it's like before, all you really care about is just kicking it with the homies.
Yeah.
You know. Then it's like different things become priority, and it's like you have to work to maintain the relationships that you really care about.
Yeah.
You know, it's a struggle. But I mean, that's why it's good to, I feel like when you have a really mature relationship and like mature friendships, they
know when you get busy, right?
They know when you get busy, they're not gonna like make you feel bad. They're not gonna be like trying to put a guilt trip on you for not seeing you or whatever. It's like everyone understands the situation, you know?
You know, in high school, this shit was crazy. Like, so, you know, in high school, when you're younger, like, your boys are everything. And then, you know, the saying, like, bros before hoes.
Yeah.
So I just started dating this chick, I think, junior year of my high school. And I was spending extra time with her. Yeah. Because I was really trying to, like, you know, like, get our relationship good.
Yeah.
And I was just so infatuated with her. And the homies, I think they thought that, well, two of my homies thought that they needed to do an intervention on me. So what happened was one of them invited me over to his house.
Okay.
And he was like, he called the other homie that I found out later he was just in the living room.
Okay.
Like, we're in his room and he was like in the living room. So in the same house. And he was like, oh, actually, he wants to talk to you. So he gives me the house phone. Okay. He gets the other cordless house phone because this was back when we still use landlines. Yeah. So I'm talking. And then we're talking, and he goes, hey, Bart, so you've been spending too much time with that chick. And I was like, oh, shit. I was like, I didn't even know. I was just trying to, like, you know, it's like our first month. So we're just going on hella dates. And then later on, after we're done talking, that dude came upstairs and was kind of like, surprised, I've been here the whole time. And I'm like, what the fuck's going on?
What was the point of that?
Yeah, I don't know. I thought it was like like the bad guy in the movie moment when they turn around in the chair, like, oh shit, it was him the whole time. It felt like that, and I was just like, man, this is crazy that like they really took bros before hoes.
They took it real seriously.
Yeah, to heart.
Yeah.
But like thinking back, I'm like, I guess like sometimes it's really easy to focus on one relationship and kind of forget the other ones.
Yeah, I mean, but that's when you know, I hate the relationships where they feel like they all of a sudden gotta cut all their friends off. You know, like that's dumb too. Yeah, you know, like one thing I've always one thing that's cool about Chia is that like all the homies like her. You know, she's like super cool, super chill, like very easy to get along with, but also like you know, I mean, you can tell when she doesn't like people, but we dislike the same people. You know what I'm saying? It's like she and I are very similar, like similar vibes in terms of like people we get along with and stuff. And I've never, you know, I've been in relationships in the past where I feel like, man, I gotta bring my girl. It's gonna be awkward. I don't know if she's gonna get along with the homies. Like, this is awkward, you know. But like, I never have to worry about that with Chia. Like, I know she's gonna be fine. I don't have to like babysit her all night. You know what I'm saying? I could leave her alone. She can start a conversation with somebody else. Like, I don't have to worry about it. You know? Yeah. So she's cool.
What do you think? Do you think like the whole term marriage and like wearing a ring all the time, like does it feel way different than like just dating?
I mean,
there's a certain weight to it now.
Yeah, there's a little bit of weight to it. I mean, for a while, I even felt weird saying this is my wife or like saying like, oh, my wife.
I was telling Steve this the other day.
Yeah.
I was like, when I meet someone, right, and I go, this is my wife, and I introduce it like that, I feel like a dog that's like pissing on her. I'm like you kind of mark your like territory.
Right.
I almost feel like there's a sense of like insecurity. Like, oh, this is my wife. Don't fuck her. You ain't fucking her today.
See, it's such a loaded word, right? Because I feel like when I'm introducing her or when I say, oh, I got to go see my chick after this or my girl after this, it's like, oh, okay, yeah, whatever. Yeah. But when I say I got to go see my wife, I feel like automatically that makes people be like, oh, your wife? Or, you know, if they've never met me, oh, congratulations. I'm like, I didn't feel like getting into all this. I just wanted to tell you what I was doing. You know what I'm saying? Like, I didn't want to get into a whole conversation about it. Yeah. That's why for a long time I'm just like, oh yeah, my, you know, my chick, my thing. You know what I'm saying? But then like,
did she ever get mad? My thing? What does that mean?
She never got mad, but
especially Jill would. She'd be like,
really?
What do you mean wife? What do you mean girlfriend? I got demoted? Yeah. I'm like, I don't know. It feels weird. So I would say my girl. Yeah. But then now I've said it enough where like I'm used to it.
Me too. I'm trying to train myself to get used to it, you know? And I think once I explained to her that whole scenario of me, it's never just a regular conversation. If I say wife, she kind of understood. She was like, oh, okay, yeah, I understand that. But, you know, I learned to just kind of do it really fast. I'm like, you know, blah, blah, blah. You know, me and my wife going to go something. You know? So it's not even, it's like just like an afterthought. Like, you know, my wife.
I don't even say a kid either. Or me and my son.
Oh, because then it's like, how old is he? What is he?
Well, it just makes me feel so like old. I don't feel old. Like I feel like me. Yeah. And I feel like I have a baby best friend.
Oh, that's cute.
I don't feel like I'm like a dad, you know? So like it feels weird when I'm like, oh, what are you gonna go do? Oh, I'm gonna hang out with my wife and kids. Like it just sounds like my life's over. Right. But it's not. I'm gonna go home and have a lot of fun. Right. So I go, oh, I'm gonna hang out with Gio and Taika, usually if they know me. But like, but it's weird saying like those type of words like kids or mortgage or what, you know, it's just those words just sound crazy.
Yeah, bro. Did you hear how grown up the beginning of our conversation was? It was about like mortgages and like taxes and investing. Oh, we're old, bro. Yeah. That's crazy.
You ever think about hiring like the homie that kind of was just a little bit smarter with numbers to be like your manager and you know, like a lot of like athletes or rappers, they usually have that one extra homie that just did pretty good with numbers and like, yo, you be the money guy and you help me manage all this stuff.
I mean, I like my tax guy right now, and none of my homies that I grew up with are good with numbers. So
gotcha. Okay.
So I couldn't even do that if I wanted to, you know. But the girl that helped me buy my house is like one of the homies I went to like school in Gardena with. Yeah. It's his wife. So she was like my real estate agent. So I mean, that was cool. That was probably the closest thing to that I've done, you know. But none of my homies are good with money or anything like that. We all hire the same tax people, to do our shit because we don't know how any of that works, you know. Yeah. It's a struggle, bro. They don't teach you none of that shit in school. You know, it's annoying.
I just do it and learn things as they come. But man, I wish I knew like what was happening so I can kind of project and work for the future. Right. But it's not. It was like I didn't even know that you got tax benefits from getting married until after I got married and I got my tax returns and I was like, oh shit, that's it for this year. And then my tax person was like, oh yeah, it's because you're married and you guys have a house now. And I'm like, oh, damn. I'm like, maybe I should have got married like 8 years ago because I knew me and Gio knew we were gonna get married, right? But we just never felt the rush.
Yeah, same.
But if I would have found out I was gonna save like 20%. Damn. I'm like, dude, maybe I would have done it a long time ago.
You just reminded me because it's tax time, and I don't think I've mentioned really anything about like, yo, I'm married now. Like, what's good? What do I have to do differently?
And you got 2 houses?
Yeah. Oh, you're right. Damn.
See?
And I've been paying for my parents a lot. I feel like I could probably claim them right now if I wanted to.
Are they working?
No, they're retired.
I think you claim them.
Yeah, and they're retired, and I think my tax guy said if they receive, if all they're receiving is just retirement money, I can claim them.
I think so.
Yeah. Damn. Okay. See?
Oh, maybe I should claim my dad too. I think he's retired.
Damn, this is lit.
This is tight.
Yeah,
ways to save money. Fuck yeah.
This is the most grown conversation I've ever had.
I know, dude.
Damn, can we claim our retired parents on our taxes?
Yeah.
How do you kids like this? Can you guys relate or what?
You ever think about like just the content that you make, and then now the decision, like the taxes, and like it's like, because like we started with like the uncles, right, and we're just like fucking around, in the parks, and then we make all these crazy ass skits, and then that somehow led to like being able to buy a house. It's just like, it's crazy, man.
It's crazy, man. I mean, we've been doing this for so long. You know what I'm saying? Like over like 10 years, over 10 years. So, I mean, luckily, I feel like for you guys and for me, our fan bases kind of grew with us. You know?
Yeah.
Like especially for me, man. Like, you know, I was talking about like my dick on YouTube, doing the DeLaGhetto questions and doing like my little stupid skits for like since like 10 years ago, you know? So I feel like all the kids that were watching me in high school, they're all in college now. So they kind of like seeing like that my content has matured a little bit. They like seeing the vlogs where it's like, oh my God, I'm married now. I bought a house. Like they like that shit, you know? And it's cool because I'm doing a lot of like college just speaking engagements now, not even like being funny.
So not even entertaining.
Not even entertaining.
What do you talk about?
Well, here's what's interesting, right? Because when I first got hit up for one of these, I was like, man, is this gonna be entertaining for these kids? Like, do they care? Are they gonna be excited?
Like, gotta be like Tony Robbins and motivate them? Yeah,
I didn't really know how they were gonna be, right? And I got there, and then I realized all these kids that are in college right now have literally been watching me since like elementary school, high school. Yeah, so like some of these kids are like, yo, you know, I'm 19, I'm in college, I've been watching you since I was like 11. And they're just hyped to hear my story. So I just go, I tell my story of YouTube and like, you know, entertainment business and my parents and all that stuff. And then I just talk, you know what I'm saying? And we have
got bullet points that you write out, or you just
no, I just talk. Yeah. I just kind of tell my story. Yeah. And I tell them like, hey, if you guys if you guys any questions in the middle of it, just like, you know, raise your hand or whatever. And we just kind of talk for like an hour, and then I get the bag because colleges got money. And it's easy, man. It's easy money. It's cool. And then I do like a little meet and greet afterwards, and it's nice, man. It's a lot of love coming from these college kids, because I forget that so many of them, when I was doing the Dear DeLaGhetto questions, they were like, they're in high school, like just struggling little, like, you know, nervous high school Asian kids not knowing what to do. You know what I'm saying? And I
why Asian kids so nervous?
I don't know, man. You know, like there's so many reasons, bro. You know, it's like
they're the most, like, you know, when I meet fans, Black, Middle Eastern, white, Latino, whatever, like they're usually pretty cool,
right?
And then, man, sometimes there's like Asian kids that are just fucking like, they got 2 like wet stains in their pits and they're just like shaking, and I'm like, damn, why are you guys the most nervous ones all the time?
You know, man, it's so much shit, man. You know, it's like a lot of families, you know, a lot of Asian families will, you know, like are very quiet families, so their kids just kind of grow up quiet. And then I feel like, you know, I grew up just, you know, different. Like my parents were loud and funny, and then you know,
sexual jokes is just the norm, right?
Sexual jokes are always just like a part of like Thai people, you know. So
what are some of those jokes you're telling me that you guys say?
Okay, so like I remember, you know, because people always ask me like, how do your parents feel about when they see you making jokes about like your penis and sex jokes?
Does your mom grab your dick or no?
Mom be like, okay, what's this? Tell me what this is. Like, but I remember being a little kid, and Thai people, for the most part, everybody just has a really dirty sense of humor. You know what I'm saying? So whenever people ask me like, how do you feel about that? Or how do your parents feel? I'm like, yo, where do you think I got it from? You know? Because I remember being a little kid and hearing all these old Thai people sitting around at dinner at the restaurant or whatever. And let's say my mom would make like, or they would get oysters, right? So I would always remember hearing like, oh no, her oyster looks like this and hers is loose like this one and blah, blah, blah. And it was always jokes about like, you know, dicks and vaginas and stuff. And I just grew up around it. You know what I'm saying? And I and even for me, growing up, like my Thai wasn't great, my mom's English wasn't great, but the only thing I really knew how to talk about was like girls, you know, like so I would tell my mom like all like my little dirty stories with girls, and she would just laugh because I didn't really know how to talk about anything else. Like I couldn't talk
What's
about.
a dirty story with the girl like that?
I mean, I would just tell her stuff like
you get graphic.
I would get as graphic as I knew how to get. You know what I'm saying?
For real? Like what?
Cause she would just laugh. Like I think I told her about one time I was like trying to hook up with this girl, and I think I told her about when I lost my virginity, how I got busted super fast, and she was just laughing.
Did she say if your dad was a fast buster?
Oh, they always make that joke. They always make that joke about how my dad busts fast. I think that's just like, you know, you kind of have to make that joke.
Yeah, but is that real? Or you think your dad's like a stud and just lasts forever?
Probably somewhere in between.
You ever catch your parents having sex?
No, never.
You've never?
Never ever. But one time, I never caught them having sex, but I think I caught some after sex one time.
What's that after? Like just cuddling?
No, I was older, right?
Yeah.
So I told my parents, I'm gonna go to this party. I'm probably gonna sleep over there. I'm not gonna be home tonight, right?
Yeah.
So they're like, okay, cool. And then after the party, I was like, you know what? I'm gonna go home. So I think I went home at like, 1 a.m., 2 a.m. coming home into the house. And my mom, first of all, my mom's like knocked out on the couch. My dad's like knocked out he was downstairs too asleep. And there was like empty wine glasses on the table.
Oh.
And then my mom's bra was like in the living room. And I was like, oh, they was getting it in the living room because they didn't think I was going to come home.
Yeah.
So that's the closest I've come to actually, catching them doing
anything. Did you smell any certain scents in the air?
Yeah, like fish sauce. Okay. Some curry. Nah, no sense.
Damn, that's crazy. I caught my dad once.
Did you?
Not with my mom. So my parents were divorced since I was 6.
Yeah.
But my dad, I guess he had a girlfriend.
Mm-hmm.
And I remember coming home one night. This was when I was like 15, and I was like, Dad, I saw his car outside, and I couldn't find him. And then his door was kind of like closed a little bit, but it was left open.
Mm-hmm.
And since he works the night shift, like he's always sleeping random hours.
Mm-hmm.
So I just wanted to see if he was actually home.
Yeah.
I opened the door and I see my dad's butt cheeks in the air, and he's like humping, right?
Yeah.
So it's like doing missionary style.
Yeah.
And I wanted to throw up then and there. Like the image was so crazy. I shut the door and I ran straight into my room and I put my head underneath the blankets. And I was trying my best to fucking erase the image, but I couldn't. And I'm like, even till this day, just seeing my dad's like flat white ass with random like Asian moles on his back.
Oh God.
And like salt and pepper hair, like that is ingrained in my mind forever.
How old were you?
15.
Oh shit.
And so like, you think that like when you look at your parents, you think they stop doing that shit,
No, they don't.
They keep going until they're like 90.
Yeah,
probably.
I remember one time. This is when I was grown. My dad was like, yeah, I got it. Like, I think I found out that my dad had got like a vasectomy like a couple years ago or something like that. And I was like, for what? Like y'all, you guys still do it? I'm like, what are you worried about?
I found out it's really normal. So our tax advisor got one. And they're just talking about like once you have the amount of kids you want, I think it's just a pain in the ass to like have condoms or whatever. So I'm like, damn, maybe after Bica comes out,
Bica,
because I think for guys it's also reversible too.
Yeah, but I heard that's painful. I heard the reverse is painful, but the actual vasectomy isn't as painful. Yeah.
Damn, that's weird.
I mean, that's what I heard from like an episode of Seinfeld. I don't know how true that is.
Oh shit.
You ever been caught jacking off?
Yeah. So I was I think I was a freshman in high school. And so this is like 56K days. And it's like it wasn't even videos. Like
the clips.
You're just trying to get it's like photos mainly. And then it's like the monitors that were like this big in the back. So I remember I was trying to jack off. And I would download these pictures, and this is before like
pictures.
Yeah, you would download pictures, and this is even before like porn stars.
Yeah.
Where like nowadays there's like 1,000 porn stars, right?
Right.
Back then there was like a select few. There's like some Playboy Playmates, some Penthouse, whatever.
Maybe some Pamela Anderson or something.
Yeah, stuff like that. So I would download these pictures, and then I was jacking away, and my daddy works night shift. He comes home at like 3 a.m. He opens the door and goes, what the hell is that? So he calls my mom, wakes my mom up.
Oh, God.
They come in, and I, like, hurried up and try to, like, close everything. But this is back in those days. Like, if you download something, it can do something else to your computer that you don't really know what it's going to do until later.
Yeah.
So I turned it off, and my dad's like, what the hell are you looking at? And I was like, oh, my computer, it's like, it has a virus. And then they're like, wait, what's a virus? I'm like, oh, you know, like sometimes these sites, they're just corrupted or whatever.
Yeah.
And for some reason, my dad kept telling me to stand up, and I think he wanted to see if I had a boner or not.
Yeah.
And I was like, no, I don't feel good. And in mid talking, my mom, I think since she's so religious, like she was kind of disgusted and just like flabbergasted. She was like, I can't believe you're looking at naked girls. Why would you want to look at naked girls? Mid saying that, this fucking naked ass chick screensaver starts popping up, and just all these naked chicks just start showing up, because I think whatever I downloaded, maybe I downloaded
it was saving the pictures, and then the screen save like was automatically your picture.
Yeah, and it just kept going, and I'm like, fuck. So I was trying to close it. I didn't know what to do, and like the next day, my, you know, being Asian, well, like normal Asian parents, my dad wasn't talking to me about it. Like he just pretended,
ignored it.
Yeah, like both of my parents just kind of ignored like it ever happened.
Really?
Yeah.
Damn.
Like I wish they would have talked to me about it. Like maybe my dad could tell me, yeah, I jack off too.
Yeah.
That's pretty normal. I'd be like, okay, cool, you know, but he didn't tell me anything, so I just felt weird.
Damn.
But I still had these jack off urges, so now I just go jack off in the bathroom now instead. Like you still want to do it, you know?
Yeah, of course.
But I just felt really weird about it because no one really talks about it until later on, and I find out, oh, yeah, everyone fucking does it.
Yeah, man. I mean, luckily for me, like my homies were talking about it in like junior high, you know, before I even like had learned how to jack off yet.
Yeah.
And I remember like when I first discovered it, right? I think I was like cuddling with a pillow, and I kind of like brushed up against the pillow, like,
Felt good,
and I was like, that's nice. I kept doing it.
Were you naked?
No, I just had really loose pajamas on. You know what I'm saying?
Those are the best sometimes.
Yeah, dude. And then so I got to a point where I would like squish the pillow, just like squish it into like my dick, like around my dick, and I would like hump the pillows, right? Yeah. And then so, one time I think when my mom was kind of gone,
you made a pillow pussy?
I made a little pillow pussy. Yeah. So I squished it in. I surrounded myself, made a little pillow pussy, and I humped it. And I hadn't actually humped until like jizz level yet, right? I was just kind of humping it because I was like, oh, this feels good, right?
Yeah.
And then one day my mom was gone for like 15 minutes at the supermarket or whatever, and I kept going, and then I was like, oh shit, this is new. What is this? What's happening?
What's this new feeling?
What is this new feeling? And then all of a sudden that first bus is like,
yeah.
Whoa, this is a whole new world. Like the clouds opened up and the sun shined. Yeah. And it's my first bus ever. Like I was like, oh my God, this is crazy. And then from that point on, anytime my mom was gone for longer than, like if my mom went to go take a shit, I was fucking humping a pillow. You know what I'm saying? Even like
that exact pillow?
Yeah. There was any pillow, bro.
Damn.
There was like, you know how like there's like couch cushions?
Yeah.
I would go in between. I would hump the fucking couch cushions.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And like, but my couch was kind of rough, so I would take like some, like a silk sheet and I'd wrap it around my dick and then go into the couch. Yeah, I had a whole.
Something about silk, dude.
It's nice. It's soft.
When I was in 5th grade, I think it was like all the homies, they liked like boxers with like Looney Tunes, like Marvin the Martian. I don't know. It was like that stuff was kind of big.
Yeah.
So I bought all these silk boxers. Mm-hmm. And I think at that time, like you don't really know what your sexual preferences are or whatever.
Right.
But I just knew every time I wore those things, I was just going to get the hardest boner in the world. So I just like whenever I was home, like when I came back home, I would, even if those silk boxers were dirty, I would go in the hamper and pull them out because I'm going to wear these because I know it felt good. I don't even know why I was wearing them.
Right.
I would just put them on and it just felt hella good. And I think I just had a boner and I didn't even know what to do with it, you know? Because I was like in 5th grade, but I was just like, it feels good to have a boner, and it feels good when I wear these silk boxers.
Yes, dude. I remember having a boner and being like, man, what am I supposed to do with this thing? I would just like flick it. Yeah. And I would like, it's just like, you get a boner. It's like, you know something's happening, but you have no idea what to do with it, right? And then when you finally are successful, it's like, oh shit, it's all you can do. You know what I'm saying? For like that first like 10 years.
Yeah.
You know
what's crazy though is I had my first orgasm, I think, when I was like in 1st grade.
Really?
Yeah.
But no jizz though.
No.
Yeah.
So I used to play on the monkey bars a lot.
Yeah.
And like to climb poles and stuff.
Uh-huh.
And I was climbing this pole like it's a banana tree.
Okay.
And for some reason, the way like I would like cut my feet on the sides of the pole, like by the time I got to the top, I would always like have an orgasm. I'll bust a nut, like a little baby nut. And because that feeling felt so good, second grade, third grade, I would always like climb trees and poles. I didn't even know what it was.
Wait, it was the way your pants were like rubbing against your shit, or what?
I don't know. It's just the way like my feet cup the thing, and like the way I use my hips to go up on like a pole.
Okay.
I would just bust nuts by the time I get to the top. It just felt so good.
Damn. Okay.
And when I finally started jacking off, and I actually never told anyone this, so one of you guys would probably link this to Gio or something. Once I found out that, oh shit, like when I'm like humping this pole, or a tree or whatever the thing I'm doing, that I'm actually busting nuts. Yeah. I'm like, oh shit, I'm gonna start repeating this. So but I actually didn't know that you could jack off with your hands yet. Right. I didn't bust nuts from my hands. I busted nuts from climbing shit.
Yeah.
So whenever I got like 5 or 10 minutes, we had this lamp in our room. Okay. At the home, and I would sexually abuse the fuck out of this lamp.
Wait, why the lamp? What would you do to it? I don't understand.
Because like all I knew was like I had to climb shit to bust nuts, and I would look around the room and I'm like, fuck, what am I gonna climb in here? And then so we had this lamp, you know, the kind, it's like I think every Asian household has it. There's like a little base. Yeah. And then it's a skinny thing that goes here, and it's like a little bowl at the top. Yeah. And then the thing has a dimmer.
Yes.
Yeah. So I would take that, I would lean it over on a shelf and like kind of get on it, and I would start climbing. And whenever I had 5 or 10 minutes and my mom was like, okay, I'm gonna go make dinner, I'm like, yes, I'm gonna climb the fuck out of this lamp. And there was a time where I was climbing and the lamp broke. And there's threading because it's like stuck together. Yeah. So I think by the time I was like in junior high, this lamp was crooked as fuck because I was climbing the fuck out of this shit.
Shit, man, that's funny because same with me, because I discovered I was humping the pillows, right? Yeah. So I didn't know how to do it with my hand. Yeah. I think like the homies had told me about it, and I tried to do it with my hand one day. I was like, I didn't like it. I was like, this doesn't feel good, you know? And then so one day, I remember specifically the day I was on rollerblades. And I was rollerblading, and like, cause by the family's restaurant, there was a little video store that used to sell Thai videos and shit, and I used to just kind of rollerblade in and out of there because I knew those people. I was cool with them. Yeah. And one day I went into the bathroom to pee, and I was like, I'm gonna try this out. Let me try this one more time.
With your hands?
With my hands. Oh, and I was like, I'm determined, right? Yeah. So I started jerking off with my hand, and at first I was like, can't get into it. But I was like, no, I'm determined to do this. And finally,
you just gotta do it based on feeling. You didn't have any like material.
Nah, just my hand, bro. No lotion, just my hand. And I went into it, and I was like, I'm gonna do this.
It's hard in a public place like that.
It can be. It can be, right? So then I was like, I stayed on it, and like, okay, fine, this is starting to feel good. And I finally busted a nut into their toilet or whatever. And I was like, okay, now I get it. Now I can start doing this, you know? And now, funny enough that you say that, is I love doing sexual things in public. Like, that's my shit.
In public? Like, by yourself?
I'm talking about, like, when I'm like, you know, one of my things I like to do when I'm, like, getting freaky is, like, either in, like, public bathrooms or, like, movie theaters or like the car or just wherever. Like, I like that shit.
You ever jack off in a plane lavatory?
No, wait. Yes, I have.
Because you're bored?
Because I was bored. Oh,
because it's like a long ass flight.
Yeah, just killing time.
Yeah.
You know, because like, why not?
Yeah. I remember. I don't do that anymore. But I remember like high school or like junior high days, if I'm like flying with my family. Yeah. And it gets kind of bored. Something about the altitude, it like gives you certain blood pressure. The blood, yeah. So I would just take like, I would like you know, you look through like those like Air Mall magazines, and I'd be like, oh shit, page 57 seems like it's doable, and I just keep looking, and I would like kind of like bookmark it, and I'm gonna use that page later.
Like, this thing looks like a good climb.
yeah, right. No, but by that time I knew I could use my hands. But the first time using hands though, I think my dick was swollen for like 3 days.
Really? Oh,
I'm just not used to it.
Yeah,
you know?
Yeah. You got rough hands, bro. Yeah. You gotta.
I didn't even use lotion. I didn't do any of that.
You know what? Sometimes I still, to this day, I don't really need lotion like that. I like to utilize the foreskin. I feel like if you know how to do that right, yeah, then you're good. A lot of girls don't know that either. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. They do too much of like on the head with the bare hand shit. Like, it doesn't. Yeah. You know, it's painful. You know.
Yeah. All you girls out there. Learning all these tips.
Just gotta use the foreskin. I mean, just use a bunch of lotion. I said, girl, forget what I said about the foreskin. Just use a bunch of lotion.
Or you could ask the guy what they like.
Yeah, it's because it's hard to explain. Just ask, you know, because all guys are different too.
I think so.
Yeah.
Because Rick said his favorite is actually dry hand, right?
Yeah.
More so than a vagina or anything. Like,
I mean, I think we're just talking about hand job specifically.
Oh, I thought he was saying like even after the vagina or a blow job, if he wants to finish, he's gonna pull it out of both and use a dry hand.
Oh, okay, yeah. We've had this discussion.
I think that's what he said.
Okay, like so you know, he loves a good hand job, as do I.
Yeah.
I think we've both just had experiences where it's like head feels great, right?
Yeah.
Head feels amazing, but sometimes if she's not assisting with some hand as well, it's kind of difficult to get to the point of jizz.
Oh yeah.
You feel me? Like you kind of need that hand stimulation.
Double team.
Yeah. Because like just mouth, even though it feels amazing, it's not always gonna get the job done. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Kind of like sushi's like so good, but like, you know, if you want to get filled up, you gotta get some like, you know, some rice or something with it. You know?
Yeah. Or sushi's good, but you also need the soy sauce or something.
Yeah, a little wasabi on there.
All right.
Use wasabi as lube when you're jacking guys off.
No,
girls.
that's gonna burn. All right, cool. Our time's almost up. I want to go back to my final question before we talked about masturbation, but we're talking about like success and all that stuff. So we talked about how you bought your first house, you helped paid off your parents' house, and now you have your $1 million man, or is it a mansion?
It's not really a mansion,
but just $1 million house.
Yeah.
Like when you were when you started going shopping for a house like this, like you have to know that you can afford a down payment like this.
Right.
So just being able to buy a house like it, which is super dope. Like, how did that make you feel? Where you're like, damn, I think I made it. Like, do you ever feel like, fuck, this is crazy?
It felt good, man. Cause you know, I had been saving money. You know, that's like literally all I've been doing because like I said, my condo payments were pretty cheap and. I don't really spend money on no like jewelry or nothing expensive like that. Just like clothes and food. So I've literally just been saving all my money, right?
Yeah.
So when I found the house that I liked and that she liked, and I saw the price and what the down payment was gonna be, I was like, I can do this. You know, I can afford this.
Damn.
And that whole process is so annoying and strenuous and like stressful. But when it was all done, you know what I'm saying? Even to this day, like I've been in the house for like 6 months now. Even to this day, though, sometimes like I'll go on the roof and I'm like,
you ever go on the roof in your underwear? I'm like, oh, man.
I will tonight. But like, you know,
she was like, get the hell down from there.
She's like, what are you doing?
All the fans are gonna come and knock on the door for 10 minutes.
Oh my god. But yeah, you know, like you I have to remind myself sometimes to take a look around and recognize what I've accomplished and like kind of take a moment to breathe it in, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, because I think sometimes also just like in entertainment, it's so easy to see where you want to be, and then even though you've done so much, it's easy to go, man, my life sucks.
Right. Just always want more.
Yeah,
you
you
know
just
what I'm
always
saying?
want more, but then when you really take a step and you look around, like one of my buddies, Matt Vincent, the way he put it to me, I think is so cool. Like he told me he's so grateful that he gets to have a fake job. You know, like a real job is like shit that like plucking apples out of a tree.
Right.
You know, or like laying cement
like
into
getting
the
your
floor.
nails dirty and shit.
Like that's a real job. Like all of us, we're making like random jobs in air, like filming something. Like that's not a real job,
yes,
you know,
dude.
So like for him, when he's like, you know, when he thinks about it, he wakes up every day, he goes, I get paid to have a fake job. That's fucking dope.
Bro, I talk about this with Chia all the time too, because you know she owned like a salon back in Canada where she like did manicures, pedicures, and wax vaginas.
That's kind
of
borderline fake job too.
No,
they don't really need
no,
it.
exactly. So let me tell you, because she has a friend that like her main job is to like deliver babies and make sure delivery because a lot of babies are stillborn, so they gotta like bring them back to life and shit.
Yeah.
So, and one of my homegirls is a doctor as well.
Yeah.
So I was like, yo, you know what's crazy? Like, one of my good friends is a doctor. Your friend, you know, brings babies back to life. And she was like, yeah, I know. She's like, all I do is paint nails for a living. I was like, I know. I talk about my dick for a living.
That's
like,
tight.
I talk about my dick to teenagers for a living. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? And this is our life. And you know, and sometimes you say like, oh, I haven't had a real job. since whatever, and people will be like, you know, what you do is a real job. It's work. I'm like, yeah, it's work. It's like I put in a lot of hours, and yeah, I'm tired, but at the same time, I'm like, bruh, it's not like I'm breaking my back doing this shit. You know what I'm saying? I turn the camera on and I talk about my dick. You know what I'm saying?
Just say random shit. You're not building a house. Or
yeah. You know, like I don't, you know, I'm not like, I don't have dust in my nostrils from breathing in sawdust and shit, you know?
Coal mining and shit.
Yeah.
Well, it's super dope to see that you've become really successful. You still inspire me all the time.
Hey, man. Hey, you guys inspire me too,
And you
bro.
make me want to step up my game. I'm like, look at his house. My house sucks.
You haven't even been to it yet.
I know. I got to come.
Yeah,
but yeah, it's super inspiring, and it's dope to see that with all the success you've had, you're still super grateful and humble.
Thanks, man.
So I'm really excited to see what comes next. Just make sure you put me in your movie.
Yeah, put me in your movie.
We will.
And come do my podcast.
When is it? Whenever you kick it off.
Probably like next month. Come
for us? Oh,
yeah,
for sure.
Okay.
Cool. Thanks, guys.
Bells.
Thanks, Tim.
Thanks.
Bells. Hell yeah, dude.